Welcome to Learning Make Easy. In this video, you will learn how to make an API call in Swift code using 3 simple steps. Step 1. In this step, we are going to create a URL object that points to a RESTful API. So, we have let URL equal URL For the string value in this example, we would enter the endpoint of REST country's RESTful API. Let's go over to REST country's homepage. You can access this homepage through the URL restcountries.eu. Let's go over to the endpoint. This endpoint enables us get information about a particular country by name. I'm going to copy it and paste it in our code. For the name parameter, I would replace it with a country of my choice. And then first unwrap this value to make it available in the next step. Step 2. We are going to create a data tags using the URLSession class. A data tags is a method that takes a URL and a completion handler as parameters. Let's create our data tags. We have let data tags equal URL session dot shared dot data tags The URL is used to make the request. We are going to enter our URL constant, which is URL. The completion handler is called after the request is completed, and it gives us access to data, URL response, and error instances. Data represents the data or body response from our API. URL response represents the status code or header content. Error represents the error obtained, if any exists. We are going to implement the completion handler, so we will press the return key. This code section allows us to determine what happens when we receive our response. For this data instance, I will enter data. And for the error, we enter error. We are going to print our received data to the console. Let's go ahead and write the code. If let data is equal to data print we are still going to make some changes to this code, but for now, let's go to step 3. Step 3. Since this task has been created in step 2, we will send the request by typing data tags dot resume. Let's run this code and see our output. So we have 1106 bytes. To be able to read the data, we will have to serialize the data into a more readable form. We are going to use the string initializer to convert the data into a string. So we would have something like, let me comment this. Let data string equal for our data, we pass in our data value, and for encoding, we'll be using the dot UTF-8, after which we'll print out our data string. Let's run the code. And here we have it, our response from the API. Let's make a request for another country. For example, Germany, and run our code. We get our expected results. Let's try for the United States. Run it. We get this error because Swift URL initializer does not recognize this space. So we are going to replace the space with a %20. Let's run it now and see what we get. Exactly, we get our expected results. If this video helped you, kindly subscribe to this channel. Thanks.